And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Victoria 3. We are in the process of trying to recover from a bankruptcy. The balance is positive. GDP is recovering. Let's see if we can keep it positive that way and continue to have the economy grow. Would like to grow the military a little bit, so I'm a little bit less paranoid for when we do attempts at invoking doctrinal lapses to grow the country more and to keep the subjects in line. Skirmish infantry. How much is this going to cost? Of course, it's not going to give me a prediction. But it is in theory giving me a prediction. The military is not that expensive. Okay, let's start off by recruiting like 5 of these guys. Some time pass. And of course, this is nicking a bunch of the construction. The construction is expensive. You want a greater degree of autonomy. I say nay. We've got a poverty crisis. Yeah. We got a little bit of gold reserves. So we're not going to go back to the debt again. Okay, so the investment pool is about stable. Although the investment pool's got 3 things in the queue. No, I'm just going to assume the investment pool's good. And we're going to avoid random off charges while we try to grow the army. How many men do we actually have? Service. That's costing us that much. Instead of getting away with growing the army again, yeah, we'll grow the army another 5 regiments. And do a little tax reduction, I suppose. Okay, looks like we need a little bit more construction. So we'll go with 3 more construction sectors. Okay, I think I can support even more tree at this point. Go 10. 10 more. subjects are requesting independent, or requesting greater autonomy, partially because our military is trash at this point. Although our military is going to be growing in strength, and so they're going to be less and less interested in that. So I'm just going to keep asking until I get the army up to an appropriate size. And the British are in. Good. Their tiny little army might actually be enough to win, but let's assume that even if it is, let's not presume that it will be enough by itself. Chasing Kennedy there? No. Got that one. Okay, let's go ahead and double the size of this army again. And anarchy is about to be completely destroyed in Burma. sure that we still got those areas stated. Nope. The other one's down. Oh, we're not gonna bother with that one. No. Okay, let's see. Can I get another invoke Doctrine Collapse off? Yeah. Sorry, Twitch chat, for not noticing the questions. Makes sense. I was thinking buying this game. Read that it's a really detailed, not easy. Also think there's a discount, but all extensions price is not low. Yeah, if you're trying to pick up the entire game at once, it's or all the DLCs at once, it's a bit expensive. The base game is definitely very playable. So don't feel like you need to pick up all the DLC at once if you're ending up picking up the game. You could definitely pick up the base game. Enjoy it, and if you feel like you want more flavor, because that's what most of the DLC is providing. Most of the DLC is providing flavor for particular nations. So, for example, one of the DLC provides flavor for the Indian Peninsula nations. One DLC provides mostly flavor to France. One provides flavor to the Balkans, Hispania, etc. Most of the time, the flavor stuff actually makes the nations harder, so if you're trying to learn the game, I might actually recommend not playing with the DLC, unless you're trying to learn how to play with the DLC mechanics. But yeah, a lot of the difficulty I'm running into here is a combination of India being difficult because you're subject of the UK and the India DLC. So I'm not necessarily making it easy on myself here. But that's also kind of the intent. You're trying to declare independence, so we're going to say no, which does mean we're going to, I think, annex you. It's the response. Oh, multiple people are declaring independence. I think if we wait long enough, we get an annex casus belli. At least on one of them. I might have to declare, or request, to take the press. Humiliate. Puts humiliate on them. Okay. It's not what I want. Return. Now I gotta do conquer on the rest is what I've gotta do. Okay. We'll do that. Time to inform a few of our subjects that they have did screwed up. Guess we're annexing everyone except for the first one, so what's going on here? Okay. A bit weird, but that works. Portugal back down. Good. Yeah, apparently I am weaker than my subjects, so I'm gonna have to ask UK to come help me. Except the UK doesn't want to come help me. Okay, that's a bit of a problem. Well, one workaround for that is institute the good old-fashioned draft everyone. I just realized why my recruit rate's still low. Got to raise military taxes, or military wages. That might help a little. Raise conscripts. Okay, is there anything I can do to delay this? Adding a war goal would. Although not for very long. Give me 5 more days. Oh, too late. They back down. Okay. I may have actually preferred if they didn't back down, but too late to that. Okay, the army's filling up. Revenue is still positive. That's good. Steel railway cars, okay. Not gonna assume I have the electricity everywhere. Probably have the electricity nowhere. It's a long way off where we're gonna be comfortable trying to electrify on this nation, I think. Rifles are fine. Fertilizer improved. Okay. Just want independence. Nothing we can do to stop because we already have multiculturalism. Right? They have everything they want. They just don't like the current government, which is not going to be fixable. And then communist movement. Again, while we're subject to the British, we can't fix that, so we're just going to have to suppress those revolts. How far off am I from grabbing Zalizing mission? It's spreading to me, I don't know who you have. Kiev. Okay. We'll put it in after central planning if hasn't already spread to us. I think it's already going to spread to us within 16 to 17 years at the moment. Pull these back down. Okay. A lot of our smaller nations are beginning to calm down as the army grows in power. They got no army, we've got an army. And our economic, we have pretty heavy economic balance. Okay. Well, at least that one. The other ones have an army, which is why they're not as far down. No, they have no army. I haven't booked Doctrine Lapse in the last 10 years, or 2 years. And we got another random revolt somewhere that I probably don't care about. Well, I care about it in the fact that it's annoying us. Yeah, delay it by like half a cycle, or and at the cost of authority, which isn't worth doing. Okay. Yeah, that bankruptcy hit us hard. We have not recovered. Radicals are still up. Loyalists are still up. Population's actually declined. Probably from people migrating away, and that's probably part of the reason that the GDP has declined. Okay, there's the movement. First of the 2 revolts we're expecting to see. And our armed forces at this point have recovered enough where we should be able to easily put these down. I need troops at both fronts is the slight issue here. Okay, so I'm gonna split you up. Second half I need to send the other front. Of course, we're still slated to win at one, so we win the other, march over to the other one, put the other one down. Oh, and we got one down there. I've got one too many fronts to deal with. Apparently they don't have anyone to fight down there, so we should be able to put one of these fronts down and then march to the third. There we go. So one of those is done. You can go down front. So yeah, finish putting that revolt down. And then I could probably doctrine to lapse someone again. Just to reduce the number of subjects we have by a few. Okay. I want the economy to continue growing. I need to apparently be the one investing in it, or I need to expand the military, or both. Yeah, let's work on trying to expand the economy. What are we short on this in the British market? Engines. And shells. I'll deal with the shells. That engine demand is... Well, I suppose we'd be making a lot of money making all the engines. 2.5 infrastructure each. Let's put 20 of those in and see where we are at that point. Again, don't want to run too much deficit. We're still being pounded with declared bankruptcy, although that's starting to come down. So you're still trending up, although, and then mostly due to the army. So that's actually an argument to expand the army more. You have a bunch of weird PMs in places where they were told about the rebellions, I think. Oh, but I suppose they're not necessarily weird PMs. There might be PMs that are reasonable for a power that doesn't have access to the entire British market. Train smash. Go with the spectacle. Civilizing mission. So if I want to give up on using the doctrinal lamps, which is maybe not the best of ideas, I could, here's the button. Well, I'd have a button. My button's missing. Or do I not get the button? I'm already the British Raj. It has been enforced upon me, what was presumably previously suggested to be a button, just activated either way. Okay. Did it take away government? No, we still have company rule. Okay. I'm the British Raj, so I don't have the choice, but I'm both am and aren't. So what sort of subject am I now? I am a colony that the English try to move towards annexation. Okay. Kind of move the other way. I need to get my army production up to, like, threatening level of the British. Which is probably what we want to be starting to contemplate doing anyway. Do I still have Doctrine of Lapse? Or did they take that away? Apparently I still have that. So I was implied, based on the decision... maybe when they changed how the decisions work, they broke it. I'm not sure if I'm ever going to get the choice to do home rule. It's a little weird. Because when I become the British Raj, I'm supposed to lose company rule, but I got company rule still, so I'm confused. I think we need... These I'm going to keep building at this rate. I'm going to need more construction sectors. Yeah, we'll just pull East Bengal up. And we're supposed to be getting that event that many times? Like, that's a flavor event, but I don't think it's supposed to go off that many times. Yeah, and these are quite profitable, even though we've run into the price of steel a bit. Although I suppose from a per building standpoint, they're not. That's why the capitalists aren't building them. Because these do employ reasonably expensive workers. Yeah, we're making enough. Let's go ahead. That was mean earlier to all our subjects, and we raised subject payments. Let's undo that. Should calm a lot of them, will help to calm a lot of them down. And if we can get the notification spam here to disappear a little bit, if we can get most of them below 90, or below 75. This is spam. This is one thing Victoria 3 is not the best at, is every individual instance of something. It's its own thing. Instead of going like, oh, you have subject/subjects that want to increase autonomy, it's every subject gets an increased economy. It's okay, no, the game could do that a little bit better. You get a lot of that in the reporting as well. Okay, so we're getting a stabilizing effect from the Great British Army power being big enough. Ours is not, so we need to get ours bigger. So that's what we're working on right now, or at least trying to work on right now. I suppose, no, we're still at war with the... We're still at war with the Mexicans. Because England started a war with Mexico for some reason. I'm gonna get even more soldiers. Yeah, get another 100. Again, this is partially to build up army power production, so our subjects are actually reasonably scared of us. Right now they're more scared of our overlord instead of us, and we'd rather them be scared of us as well. Also, I want to get the British to stop demanding us pay in ridiculous subject taxes. I need to get our army strong enough that the British feel the need to increase our autonomy. Yeah, at least against the British ours is going up. Against our subjects, a lot of the subjects are going down because we are, to be fair, stronger than many of our weaker subjects. It's just, okay, it's just the strongest one at this point that's resisting. Although, there's resisting, there's resisting. They're going down, they're not necessarily going down very fast. Although minus 14 is decent speed. So I think that lowered our taxes. It was supposedly 220 something, so yes. Band of volcanic corruption. And we got a request to revoke good old workers' rights. Almost there. Yeah, we're not quite over 10 times their strength yet, apparently. Although at this point we might be there just with the current forces reinforcing. Let's pick up some cannon. Let's pick up 100 cannon to go with the infantry. Again, we'd be able to doctrine and elapse someone if we just weren't at war with Mexico. Which is a war the British can lose. But they're not losing anytime fast. And it's a war that they can't win because they're not landing Mexico, apparently. There's telephones and vacuum canning, okay. How many telephones would I want if I were to swap? About 1,050. How many telephones do I get per telephone make? Okay, so like 20 levels of telephone? On board make 20 levels of telephone. Got central planning in the queue. Do I want to do central planning? Yeah, probably. Central planning the pan-nationalism. We're paying 6 years for central planning. It was like that much. How much ahead of time are we paying if we were to try to pick it up? Times 5. Yeah. as much as I want social planning, we're going to delay it a bit to pick up some of the tier 3 stuff. At that point, it'll be normal price. So. Oh, that's an argument to not have the alliance with Russia. Because that's a big hit on the influence. Okay. Although when it does come time to get independence from Great Britain, it might be useful to have that. Yeah, at some point I think I broke the journal entries, because we've still got company rule, even though we're definitely not ruled by the company anymore. So I have a suspicion the telephones are going to be reasonably profitable. Although that makes sense, because as I'm looking at it, where you've got the #1 telephone industry that isn't working. Which implies there are no #2. Because a working #2 would be better than the working, a not working #1. So this is probably the first telephone industry to be. Although it may take some time for telephone demand to kick in. And there we go. Very profitable now. That's not what I'd call split in half, guys. Then we're going to demobilize these guys because we don't actually want to help them against Mexico. Semi pan-nationalism. Initially, this is going to give us the ability to do more taxes. Yeah, we had more journal entries that should have, you know, be activating. Research pan-nationalism. At least one of these, all of these. Okay, so we're not going to get communal divides because too many people like it. Oh, we don't have an Indian national. So there's actually an argument here that while I'm not getting the journal entries, is not because we have company rule, it's because everyone likes it too much. Likes the company rule too much, apparently. And you get an Indian national movement going, which is the sovereigntists, which probably means they need to move away from multiculturalism. Oh, and you had to stop being the charter type, company type, which we have. Okay. We just need the Indian national movement to have an Indian national movement. We don't because we're multicultural, probably. Apparently done things out of order to break things. There's the Indian national movement. There we go. The demands may have some merit. See, because we've got an eternal war with Mexico going on, apparently. Progress, 25%. Not trending up. Across the Dominion of India, national consciousness is rising amongst the native Indian population. Is a Dominion or Protectorate of Great Britain? This nation allows for voting in elections. Dominion of India has enacted any variation elected bureaucrat. Any South Asian culture has an average acceptance 60 or above. Triggers the Indian Home Rule event. Reorganize the Dominion of India. What he has been. All South Asian cultures will become primary cultures. Okay. State religion change the majority of religion in India. You'll get renamed to the Indian Industrialists. You'll get renamed to the Armed Forces. Interest groups will change their ideology to reflect the new national situation. It'll be a bit of a shame. And we'd lose company rule or crown rule. Okay. So how am I supposed to change change to an electoral system if I'm not allowed to change to the electoral system? Ah, of all the local forms. Okay. So presumably I need to drive the progress up. So +1 from reformist subject government, -1 from an aggressive Eurasian government. Okay. So just raise liberty desire, whatever, right? So that's what that's implying. Oh, they're participating. Yeah, so I can't integrate any of my subjects until we stop the eternal war with Mexico. I don't need that 5K. Set that your payments will be reduced to get you happier quicker. Again, if we get you below 75, you'll stop asking for things I'm not going to give you. Weirdly, I think I'm on board maybe just using subject payments across the board. There we go. Oh, so I suppose if I want to reform rather than independence, I need to actually make GB like us more. Not piss them off more. Fair enough. So I'm doing the opposite of what I think I was trying to do, right? Lowering liberty desire, which is moving us away from home rule towards martyrdom/independence. Okay, so when you get down like to 65, we'll start one by one bringing the protectorates in to proper puppet status. It's actually tritic up instead of down. I think that's only supposed to happen once, but we've had it happen a lot. Had it happen a lot. You know, we got the perpetual Mexico War here. Presumably because the UK is failing to land Mexico. Is there legitimately just a front where no one is fighting on? I'm so disappointed in the British the British AI right now. I'm gonna go win their war for them, because that's just how easy it is gonna be to win this war. Well, our GDP has about recovered from the bankruptcy. Go through 2 prime ministers in a row? I think we did. Yeah, I won the war for England. War's over. Yeah, our Liberty Desire is going up because the army is getting bigger. They're just starting another random war. Suppose I might as well do my Doctrine of Lapse. Who's the biggest subject, like Doctrine of Lapse at this point? Well, Travancore is the one that's the most rebellious, so we're doing it to you. surprised we don't have any South Asian with an acceptance above 60. $53. Okay. Base acceptance 40. And then we should be in like 20 from the homeland, is what I should be assuming. Clicked on the thing, so it would take me somewhere, and it just buffed everything. Okay. $20 plus 15 minus 10% from the Dominion, because we've got cast not enforced, which is minus 10%. Okay. Is that, I remember there being something on, no colonial administration, provides plus 10 acceptance for homeland. Okay. So I could go back to no colonial exceptions, would get that homeland buff, and they probably would be happy. Of course, no one supports doing that right now. Okay. And we have the total separation. Cast not enforced. We're trying to move to affirmative action. Yeah, which remove the minus 10% to replace it with positives everywhere. Okay. Although we need to get presumably the civil service or oh, we can make a stable government that does that. Okay. Okay, we'll come about, we'll stop, trying to improve relations so we can get the, do the reform method. Look at the top, look at the bottom. I need to request government reform to do the middle two, I think. Well, yes, because to do elected bureaucrats, you need elections, obviously. I want to go back to rivaling people. Let's do that. All the diplomatic power I need to do. Various things. Improve relations with you. I want to get these guys to calm down after it's being mean to them recently. No, Singapore is isolated from it's not quite important. I just realized I got a little carried away and we're hour and a half into what's supposed to be an hour-long bit. That's corporatism. I'll play until maybe until we get affirmative action. Play a little bit longer, and then I'm going to bring it to a close for the night. We're in 1895. Well, given the fact that the population, presumably, well, the population's been stagnant, so we've recovered from governmental bankruptcy. But all that's done is mean that we've basically been delayed by like 10, 20 years. So that was a painful government bureaucracy or bankruptcy. Covered much faster with the Chinese one. Are we going up on home rule or down again? Okay, we are now going up. So we can attempt to request some government reform. Yeah. If we get it to 50 rated, we can request some government reform, get the voting rights. So that's what we'll try doing next time. We'll try to reform to reorganized into the Dominion of India, so that we get primary cultures for all the South Asian cultures here. Okay, we got you low enough. You're up it now. Yeah, we'll see if we can get everyone to be puppets next time. Answer is probably yes. Got a communal divide event popped up here. Established the Confederacy of India. We're at peace. Kashmir is owned. We're not granted home rule, or we're not a subject. Conflict with the Hindus and Muslims has become too deeply rooted for half measures, establishing two explicitly Muslim autonomous states in Bengal and the West. Credit regions where the Muslims need not fear persecution, while presenting minimal risk to territorial integrity. Okay. If completed, we get the One Nation Treaty. If fail, Dominion India or its subjects have no states in the state region, India is at peace. Get the Great Divide. This is because we have insurrectionary. At least one of. All of. Oh, that will complete. Okay. Identifying pop support, that is less than 5%. The nationalist movement is less than 20 or 25%. Okay. That's because we have racial divides. Okay. Or religious divides. We'll see if we can keep that under control. Okay, what happened to my budget? So these are from the railway. The British just using a lot of engines again. Yeah, the British using a lot of engines. Okay, so there's maybe an argument for us to try building a bunch of engines. We can generate tax revenue off of that. Make that decision early next stream, I think. Okay, I'm gonna finish up affirmative action here. And then we just need to get this up to 50 so I can request and hopefully get our right to elections. Electoral government. Perfect, yeah. I know we need engines. The whole market needs engines. So that's going to be government does it short or worse in the short run. As we try to provide more engines to everyone. Although it might make in the midterm might make the government deficit better because the engine price will come down and we'll be earning profits off of making engines. Of course, it didn't wait. Basically, I'm waiting to finish this objective before I call it for the stream, so any of these rolls will be where I put the end in. Those I can go over sort of basic announcements for YouTube. So YouTube, you can probably expect there to be a part up tomorrow. We should get around to recording the next part for you by tomorrow. So there should be a part up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, tomorrow is going to be Shadow Empire. We're probably going to record like 5 parts of a new run of Shadow Empire, so it'll be an entirely new run. So spoilers for the last run. The last run did end. Yeah, the last run did end. I'm not going to spoil how it ended, but it ended. And then, so we'll be starting a new run tomorrow. The day after that is New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve, I think we're not going to be streaming, is what I've deduced from the family. The day after that will be Terra Invicta, so the first we'll be doing Terra Invicta. And then it's Terra Invicta, Panzer Corps 2, we'll be back to this, and then in theory the day after that will be Shadow Empire again. So that's sort of the upcoming schedule for the next, like, week. We're getting communal divides events. Oh, we're at the point where we can request the government reforms. We'll do that. Okay, so we may now democratize our government form. This is not good. Okay, what did... there's no indication that should have ended that way. Why did he close? I can't go to the journal entry to see. Ah. You know? Okay. Downward spiral, yeah. Little arch. Yeah, I'll have to go back and watch the video on what the prerequisites for not failing that journal entry was, because as far as I do, there wasn't a reason for it to fail. But it did. So we're gonna finish the affirmative action again. I'm gonna end the stream after we get affirmative action here, which should any time now finish. And of course now we got a revolutionary Indian motion because the thing failed. Yeah. Anyway, we'll go with the India and Muslim leagues trying to go revolutionary, and they're going to. Oh no, only that one's gonna have a civil war. Okay. Here we go. So we got Castaway, we got affirmative action, which is what we needed to do to fix the thing. Of course, it's too late now. So we get Indian Nation if that becomes politically irrelevant, or if we've peacefully achieved independence. And we'll fail if the Dominion of India is in revolution. So this is gonna fail in a couple weeks, effectively, is what's about to happen. Should soon be rendered ungovernable. Yeah, they kinda screwed it up. I can't demand because they owe an obligation. I owe an obligation. Well, we're gonna leave it here, and we're gonna pick up next time with the country on fire. That's about to describe how we are. Yeah. So if you're watching on YouTube, there'll be a part up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, I already gave you the upcoming schedule. I'll bring it up again just to make sure I remember. So there isn't going to be a stream on New Year's Eve. So I do need to update the schedule to account for that. Tomorrow is going to be Shadow Empire. We're going to start a new run on a Fontas world. So Shadow Empire tomorrow. Day after tomorrow is New Year's Eve. There isn't going to be a stream as far as I'm aware at this point. Thursday it's going to be Terra Invicta. Friday is going to be Panzer Corps 2. Saturday we're going to be continuing this run and watching India light on fire, because I think that's the way it's going at the moment. Sunday we're going to be playing Shadow Empire again, I think. I think that's basically the plan out for the rest of the week. So yeah, I hope you've been enjoying. Obviously, ran this hour-long part out a little too long. Not going to bother to split this one up. So with that, going to wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.